Slack and he made you welcome you to the My Type of Hype podcast, where we celebrate hip-hop, not just the hype.
How y'all feel out there?
Oh, yeah.
Back again. My Type of Hype podcast in the building. Me, your boy Slack, as always, and my co-host extraordinaire on my left. What's happening, my brother?
Very good, man. Back again for another review today. My Type of Hype, the podcast that celebrates hip-hop and not just the hype. We celebrate this thing. We love this thing. We enjoy this thing. We were raised and nurtured by this thing. So it's only right that we give some reviews, man. So yeah, we listen to music, obviously, and we just hit you with a few reviews sometimes. Might be old ones, might be new ones, what have you. But yeah, we hit you before we hit you again right now, man. We're going to look at Richmond Hill today, Masta Ace and Marco Polo. Sat with it for a week and just dropping our thoughts on it, man. So, Slack, you want to kick us off? How you feel about it, man?
Well, first of all, let me be the one to tell you that I got the exclusive from Masta
Right.
Ace.
Very true.
Anybody else, he told me face to face what the title of the album was called.
That's right.
Yeah, man. So big up to Masta Ace.
Dope.
Definitely got to tag him on this one. Big up to Marco Polo. Super nice guys when I met them, man. Yeah, man. Just they're so hip hop, like top to bottom. So yeah, to get that was an absolute blessing. And then to hear the product that they put together, it's great that they found each other. Marco Polo is a very underrated producer, bro. Let's get off the bat right now, because after listening to the double barrel album he's got with Torre, fire. Port Authority, his own album, fire. Brooklyn Story with Masta Ace, the first album they did together, fire.
Well, that's actually incredible.
So when you look at this dude's catalog, yeah, I think we've got to start talking about Marco Polo a little bit more. Like this dude, he's got some beats on his belt, man.
Agreed.
We know what I knew I wasn't going to be disappointed from a Masta Ace project. Not because I rate the man so highly, not because he's such a nice dude, gave me his time, didn't have to. Just his stage shows, he always brings it, loves coming over here because he knows, he said himself, I have to give 100 because the audience, you know what I mean, they ain't gonna tolerate any bullshit.
I let you know straight up.
And it's the same as when he makes albums, you know what I mean? He puts it together so well. I've never heard a whack album from Ace, and Ace has been rapping since the 80s, and I've never heard him drop a whack album.
Agreed.
It's always cohesive. Even if there's a couple songs where you're like, I could take or leave that. When you go through the project as a whole, I mean, he's got to be up there with one of the best catalogs in hip hop, hands down.
Easily, I'd agree.
His influence, the way that he layers every album with, like, there's always a theme throughout each album. So this one is more focused on Marco Polo. So Brooklyn was about Ace. This one's more about Marco. From Disposable Arts to Long Hot Summer to all of it, bro. Just an incredible career from Ace, man.
Yeah,
and it's just like, I just can't see him stopping ever. I just think he's going to make albums as long as he can be bothered to make music. I think he's going to keep putting stuff together. He's just so polished. The album is just good from top to bottom.
Really is.
It's just one of them albums that you can just put on, just leave it. I've listened to it so many times since it's been out a week, but most days I've put it on, you know what I mean? Put it on in the car, put it on at home when I'm working and stuff like that. It's just there in the background. I just love it, man. I think it's just a really good album. And it gave me exactly what I expected from him. Do you know what I'm saying? I knew that it was going to be this kind of album. And yeah, just like UPS, they delivered, man. And hopefully they stay together and they drop more together. So yeah. Big up to both for them, man. So yeah. What about you, bro? What do you think?
Yeah, man, you hit the nail on the head. You spoke about Marco Polo being underrated. Couldn't agree more. To say Masta Ace is underrated is an understatement. Do you know what I mean? And to say he's got one of the best catalogs in hip hop, I firmly agree. Reason being is because of what you mentioned. You can't pull out a whack album from his catalog. And like you said, this isn't someone who's been around 2-3 years. He's been around since like 1990 or something like that. Yeah, take a look around. Was that 1990? He's been around 30 years. You know what I mean? Over. So to not be able to pull out a whack album in that career span is insane. You see what I'm saying? So yeah, props to him, man. He's effortless with it. I'm glad you mentioned Brooklyn Story as well, because that for me, like a lot of his albums, there's never no big jazzmatazz about them. They just fly under the radar, so they can be missed. Not missed as in not heard, but just not. You know what I mean? All the props and the hype ain't there. But when you listen to his album, like for me, when I first heard Brooklyn Story, I thought, you know, them ones where you just stop it and you look around like, rah, man, like, is anyone else hearing this? You know what I mean? It's like it's incredible, man. Production, Ace on it, the features, everything. So when I heard this was coming, thanks to you meeting and talking with him, as we've got on our channel, I thought, yeah, this is going to be insane. So when it dropped, I thought, like you, I knew it was going to be a good project. But to listen to it and not be disappointed is even better. Do you know what I'm saying? I'm not a skit guy. I don't like when albums have skits too much, but I like how Ace has it. If you want to skip the skit, you can, because they're down as their own individual tracks. I hate when they're tagged on the start or end of tracks. It annoys the life out of me, man. But they all added to the story as they always do. Do you know what I'm saying? So it was good. It tells a story. Like you said, you see what's happening in Marco's home and moving from Canada to Brooklyn and all these different things. It just paints a whole big picture. Yeah, killed the production. To talk about tracks, features he had on the track was Inspector Deck, Coast, Contra, Blue, Shane North, a few others. But to speak about my favorite tracks, I've got them listed here. Brooklyn Heights, hard, love that track straight away. Hero with Inspector Deck, brilliant track, love that as well. Life Music with Strickland and Speech. I love songs like Life Music, man. I love songs where just older, not older as in like, just mature, that's the word. Mature people are bringing different perspective from songs, and I appreciate that, man. Both verses in there, I really appreciate it. Below the Clouds with Blue, speaking of being underrated, Blue again, very underrated, man. Good feature on that. Yeah, man. Love that one. Heat of the Moment, sick. Love that one. Yeah, love that whole sample. PPE, Jordan Ferry again, very good track. I love what you speak on in that. All I Want with Wordsworth. Plant Based with that Ghostface Killer Fish sample. It just got a whole track about eating better. Do you know what I mean? It's like you can pull that off as well as Ace did. Killed it. The track for me though, bro, Connections, man. Like when he's rapping, like if you haven't heard, not you, I know you have obviously, but if anyone's watching this or listening to this and you haven't heard the album yet, please just listen to it. Like, the track where he's got Connections, where he's connecting words randomly to other sentences. You know what I mean? Like he'll finish a sentence with a word and then go on from the word and speak to something that almost seems random but is connected by that word. That's skillful. That's lyricism. And I love that. He killed it, man. I was listening to it thinking this is so sick. And then when you hear it multiple times, you keep hearing bits that you missed. Yeah, that word, that connection, that. I was even speaking to 279 today, Numbers, and I asked him what he's listening to at the moment. This was one of the first albums he mentioned. Incredible album for me. Love it. Expected a lot, and it delivered. We're only in February now. We're only in February, so I'm not talking about album of the year. That's insanity. Can't be talking that talk yet. But what I can say is that it's definitely one of my favorite releases that I've listened to so far this year. And I think it will be something that I'll listen to a lot more. So, yeah, man, I'm happy with it. I really enjoyed it, and I keep going back to it, so that's always a good sign. Solid album.
I think the word that I associate with Ace the most is quality.
Yes,
like his quality control is crazy. Like nothing that he drops is just gonna be like, that's whack. Do you know what I mean? Like it's almost like he doesn't take out the oven until it's fully cooked. You know what I mean?
Yeah, exactly.
So yeah, man. Pretty much like you, I could go through the whole album, just be like, yeah, that's my favorite. That's my favorite. Pretty much the same as you. Brooklyn Heights. I think my favorite track though is Certified. To get Coast Contra on there is a great look for Coast Contra.
Yeah, they killed it as well. Actually,
they killed it. I'll be bigging them up for a long time now.
Long time.
And I'm waiting for them to get that big break. So big respect to Ace for putting them on that track.
Definitely,
the beat fit them perfectly because of the way that they bounce off each other. I think they're next up, man. I really do. Like their EP
I agree.
Late last year was crazy. The album was crazy with the freestyles, and they've just got that hip hop essence like down to a T, man.
Definitely.
So I'm really looking forward to what they do this year. Hero, Live Music, Below the Clouds, Heat of the Moment, Money Problems.
Yeah, I forgot that one. Yeah.
Bro, so yeah, my girl's vegan, innit? So I sent her the
plant-based. Yeah.
And I was like, yeah, what do you think? Because I listened to it and I was like, who else could really make a tune about being vegan?
That's what I'm saying. And
such
a sick beat as well.
Yeah, so yeah, man, just big up to Ace, man, for real. Just
definitely.
So for me to be able, all I want for Christmas, just just an album that I can just play over and over again. Just high quality, really good album, great replay value. It's cohesive, it's coherent. The features were brilliantly picked, like really, really good. Like you can't say on any of those tunes, any of the features was like,
I agree.
Perfect. And that's a skill in itself, because if you've got that amount, like to pick Coast Contra, you got to be like, you've got to have the right beat, you got to have the right everything about it, and for them to fit it so well, that's something in itself for me.
Yeah.
So yeah, man, just big up to Ace for this, man. I really enjoyed this.
100%.
As far as album of the year, like you said, it's like a February just turned, so it'll be crazy for me to be talking about album of the year. All I know is out this year, I will definitely be returning to this a lot. So it's gonna take maybe it's where we're at in life as well. Do you know what I mean? Like we can relate to this. Maybe younger people might think, it's boring. Like who wants to listen to a song about being vegan, or who wants to listen to Ace moving from Canada to Polo moving from Canada. So it could be that. It could be a bit of that. But for me, this is the kind of hip hop that I like. Substance, replay value, quality production, quality rhymes, quality features. It's got everything that I could possibly ask for, man. And I think it's one of the albums that sticks to the ribs. You want to hear it again and again. I've played Certified like 100 times over. I put it in the group chat. People were like, like it's fire emojis, like we're all over it. So yeah, big up to Ace, man.
100%, man.
What about your rating, bro? Out of 5?
You know what? I'm going to give it a 4 right now. I was going to say 4.5, but I'm going to give it a 4 because I think if I do 4.5 right now, it's just going to be out of excitement. So I think realistically, I think it's a very, very strong 4. I think I gave Brooklyn's Story 4.5, if I remember right. I think Brooklyn's Story is just a tiny bit better. I don't even want to say better, but just edges it a little bit. But it's a strong 4. I mean, if you ask me tomorrow, I might just say that's a 4.5, man. But dealing with it on a whole, on a project, no less than 4, man. I think it's a very, very good project. Seriously. What would you give?
Yeah, I'll probably say the same. But it's definitely got room to grow because I've only been with it for a week. So who knows? After a couple of months, I could be like, yeah, that's actually a 4.5.
Exactly.
So yeah, give it a bit of room to continue to grow. Because when I first heard it, I loved it. When I heard it 3 days later, I still loved it. Then I heard it again later, and I loved it more. So as I hear it, I like it more and more and more. Right. And that's the mark. That's just the mark of a good album. One that just gets better every time that you listen to it. So yeah, I'll say a strong 4. And what we have to really do is give them props for doing back-to-back albums that are crazy. So for me, if you drop an album and then you drop one after, and you're like, which one is better? That is a hell of an achievement right there.
Yeah.
And if you got the extended version of Brooklyn Story, that's even better than the regular album because you have the Dance, and you got all those dope Primo tune on there.
Yeah.
So yeah, man.
That came out like a whole year later, isn't it?
I don't know if it was a year. I just remember when it came out, and I was like, "Oh, they got extra tracks on there." And yeah, every one of them I loved. Every extra track I loved again. So
yeah,
if you've got more in the chamber, Ace and Polo, yeah.
We're here for it, man.
We're here for it, man. Yeah, we're here for it.
100%. They got good chemistry, man. Definitely.
Yeah, definitely, man. So I'm really glad that they found each other and they're making music. They toured together, so they're clearly like really close, and you can tell in the music. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? So yeah, big up to the guys, man. So yeah, 4 from me, 4 from E. I would highly recommend it to everyone who's watching this right now. If you haven't heard it, I would recommend you go hear it. Let us know what you think. You won't be disappointed, put it that way. If you love hip hop, you love that mature kind of grown man music, there's not many better than Ace who does it. So yeah, definite satisfaction, which will be a 4.5, but we're gonna hold off on that. We're gonna say
exactly. Yeah.
We're gonna leave it at 4 for now, and then we might revisit it later on in the year and see if we're still living with it, man. So yeah, big respect to Ace.
100%, man. Yeah, man. So thank you, man. Until the next one.
Yeah, for real. So yeah, catch us on the next one. From me, your boy Slack, as always, and my co-host is Extraordinaire on my left. We'll be back. Next one.
Checking in. Yeah, man. Every week, as always, thank you for checking in. All your shares, likes, retweets, all of that, man. We see it, we appreciate it, man, and we're here and just enjoy the fact that you're enjoying what we're doing, man. So yeah, we hit you with a review this week. We'll be back next week with another episode, so be sure to check us out, man. So until then, stay blessed and keep it hype, man. Peace.
See you next time.